Welcome to the 46th episode of Downtime Podcast. I am ready to talk today, especially because holy crap, this has been a long week. This has been crazy because for me, the fiscal year ended and things have been really hardcore.
Yeah, same here, especially my workplace.
Oh, I heard. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. We won't go into that. That's a separate issue.
Yeah, well,
that's something else.
Definitely not.
I had a really long week, but I did find some time to play video games. How about yourself?
I did. I only really played one video game today since I didn't have too much time, and next week I do plan on dipping my toes into Okami HD. Probably my goal is to finish Okami HD by the end of the year. So just some time per month to play it since it's going to be busy. And I started Yakuza 5, actually.
Nice.
I sort of stopped playing the demo for a little bit, because I had always planned on playing a Yakuza game beforehand, and it just turns out that last week or so, there was a promotion for Far Cry 5, where if you watched their trailer video, you got a 20% off discount coupon. And I watched the trailer, and I got 20% off of Yakuza 5. So, win-win for me. And
cool. It
was for PS3, and the intro's really funny to me, because essentially, it comes right after Yakuza 4, which is the Yakuza about the orphanage. And then Yakuza 5 is straight out of that orphanage game, which I actually don't know how that ends. But you just have Kiryu, who is now Suzuki-san, because he changed his identity and is now a taxi driver.
Okay.
Yes, I know. And then it introduces Daigo Dojima Daigo, and he's just, some chairman of the Dojima clan, typical stuff. And Kiryu, or Suzuki-san, is retired out of Fukuoka, and he's a taxi driver there now, and he's trying to escape the Yakuza life. And it just conveniently, Dojima Daigo arrives in Fukuoka, and he walks up to Kiryu's taxi, and he goes, "I want to ride here." And Kiryu is not, the first in line of the taxi queue. He's, right in the middle.
Wow.
And then, Kiryu is just you have to get a taxi from the front. And Daigo goes, "I want a taxi here." And you just kind of know, oh, well, there goes your retirement.
Yeah. It's like a secret message he's saying.
I know. I haven't gone completely too far where now, they know each other, but I'm pretty sure they know each other. In fact, I feel like I'm pretty sure the second that Daigo got into that car, Kiryu was like, "Not this shit again."
So what was I gonna say? Yakuza 5, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the game where you could play as 5 different protagonists?
I'm gonna assume you can because the cover has 5 people on it.
I mean, the previous covers had more than that, but
it's true.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
True.
Okay, because I think this is the one where you play as Haruka, and all of your main event games are all singing karaoke based games because you're a pop star.
Yes, well.
So you're definitely gonna rock at that.
I tried karaoke in this game, and by the way, I just have to put this out there. So Bakamitai in Yakuza 5, the picture is of a Shiba Inu. And I was like,
that's adorable.
Amazing. I love this song.
the dog's looking all cute too, right?
Exactly. Bakamitai never disappoints me, ever.
Yep.
In the intro, Kiryu is like at a soba shop and he's just looking forlorn and just tired. And Haruka's actually on TV. And everyone, so Fukuoka is in southern Japan. Okay.
Yes.
So I believe Haruka is in Kansai, somewhere in Kansai at the moment. And a bunch of the people in the bar, in the soba shop, are just talking, oh my god, who would have let this girl become a pop star, like blah blah blah, like young age, blah blah blah. And Kiryu just looks and just like, you just know that's Haruka. You don't even gotta say anything, that's Haruka. So
gotcha.
I know. I'm pretty much, oh god, I don't know how long this fucking game is. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish this before Yakuza 6 comes out, because you know how Yakuza is split into chapters?
Yeah.
Yakuza 5 is split into chapters and parts. So I'm on chapter 1, part 1.
Oh my god, you have a long way to go.
Actually, maybe it is played with multiple people.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Part 1 is Kiryu then. Because that would make sense. Actually.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Oh yeah, you play as 5 different people.
Okay, so maybe chapter 1, part 1 is Suzuki-san. Also known as Kazuma-san. And then maybe part 2, I play with Haruka. You know what I mean? So, like, maybe there's 5 parts per chapter. Oh god, Jesus.
So does Yakuza 5 do a good job of bringing you up to speed with the story?
No, not at all.
Oh my god. So you don't even know what happened between
I don't know
Kiwami
what happened.
and
I don't know
5.
what happened at the orphanage.
Oh, wow.
I have no idea. I mean,
it could have burned to the ground for you.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, there is one thing. I am constantly going to the ATM and sending money over to the orphanage, so it didn't burn down.
Oh,
but yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe you're sending money to rebuild it. You know, you don't know that.
That's true.
You never know.
That's true. So at least what I know is that it's not burned down. The orphanage is still up and running. I am not there though, and the orphanage is in Okinawa. And I am Suzuki-san, the taxi driver.
Gotcha. I'm pretty sure you have to do a taxi driving mini game, like a racing game, later on.
Oh, I was testing this game to see if cars would run me over if I ran in front of them. I wanted to see if it was Grand Theft Auto like. It is not. Like, it's funny. Yeah. It's like the NPC car just like stops abruptly in front of Kiryu.
Well, same thing like in the Yakuza 6 demo, when you see those cars in Kamurocho, they'll just stop in front of you. They won't do anything.
So, I actually liked the intro to Yakuza 5 so far. Fukuoka is a pretty simple town. It's not like there's lights and it's fun. It's actually, I think there's only 3 main roads in this town, so there's not too many places to go, which makes sense. Like it's not like you're gonna make that the biggest sandbox or the biggest playground of the game. And on top of that, I'm actually pretty impressed with the graphics of the cutscenes. I think because Yakuza 6 came after 5, and then it doesn't surprise me that the CG is good. I think it's because it's PlayStation 3 now. The frame rate is a little bit slow, but it's not affecting my game in any way. So I'm still enjoying it.
Well, I mean, it's a big game.
Totally.
First of all,
yeah,
like
literally 5 people apparently. Oh my god.
Yeah, you get to play as 5 people. You're gonna have a lot of fun.
Lord.
I'm pretty sure. And oh man, I'm really jealous that you get to play that game. I actually found out that I own it digitally, and it's because a long time ago when I still had PS Plus, which I don't anymore because I didn't really see a reason to keep playing online since I don't play a lot of online games on the PS4.
So many people have it. No, I know exactly how you own it because that's how Kevin owns it too, through PS Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a free game 1 month.
Yes, that's exactly
and
how he has it too.
Yep. And at the time, I was like, I'll get a PS3. And I was like, you know what? There's so many other fun games. Yakuza doesn't really sound that fun right now. Now I'm obsessed with the franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, I love this game. I love this series. But now I can't play it still because I don't own a PS3.
Now you're down the dark rabbit hole, so...
Oh, God, yeah. I think after 6, before Kiwami 2, I'm going to see if I can acquire a PS3 somehow, like a used one. Just to play Yakuza 5. I mean, honestly, Yakuza 5 is enough for me to justify buying a whole new console.
Dude, it's really fun so far. I mean, obviously, I've only played 2 hours of it, and I'm not too deep into the storyline, but I am enjoying what I have right now. Really random, but Kiryu, like, straight up looks like Date. You remember Date from Kiwami? And Date from like the beginning of 6. Yeah, he dresses exactly like he has a gray trench coat and everything. So
interesting.
I know.
That's awesome. Yeah. Though.
So the first mission is you have to apologize to this taxi lord. I mean, like I say taxi
lord.
I'm making it a lot more dramatic than it seems. So you apologize to this taxi lord because since you people cut the queue for you, he's mad because you didn't follow the rules, and you have to basically buy like something from La Marche, like the most fucking expensive place. So I bought him Italian cologne, and he got really happy. And then after that's how you learn how to battle. So yeah.
Oh.
It appears that this battle system also does not have the different battle styles. It seems very similar to 6. And on top of that, it is a leveling system, and you get something called soul points. So it's like points? So it's like, instead of money to boost your ability, you have points. So it's like, one ability is 4 points, for example. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's different.
It is different. Not much else to say, but it is fun, actually. I don't know why, but just the idea of Suzuki-san as a taxi driver is hilarious. So
that's awesome.
And honestly, that's all I am playing right now. Actually, by the time we talk next week, I actually want to play Cat Cafe for the first time in the Yakuza 6 demo. I haven't done it yet, so that's like the one thing I want to do in the demo for sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna play.
I gotta tell you something though.
Don't tell me it's broken.
You can't play it.
I can't play Cat Cafe?
You can go there, but you can't play it.
Oh, son of a bitch!
You have to get farther in the game because can I tell you just what you have to do, because it's actually kind of bullshit.
You have to find cats around.
Yes, you have to find the cats.
Oh, no, I mean, I was expecting that because I read about it. So
yeah, but you can't do it in the demo. You can't do it in the demo. You have to wait until the full game releases.
It's just like how Bakamitai is not even in the demo. What kind of demo was that?
I was so disappointed by that. I was like, what kind of bullshit Yakuza demo is this? It's not even a demo. It's like a tease. You don't even
have the one song that's on every single series in the franchise. So
yeah.
Anyways.
Every game in Yakuza has it. So I'm waiting for 6 to bring it out. Like 6's Bakamitai is probably going to be the best one in the entire franchise.
I lightweight want like an electro pop remix of Bakamitai. That would be hilarious.
I mean, every version of it is like reflective of the time period it's set in, right? So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, hopefully it might be that one. We'll see. It'll be a mumble rap remix.
Oh my god. Oh, stop. Okay, next.
I am playing PUBG Mobile. So how I got into this?
How the hell did you get into that?
So I know. So this is like a really unconventional game for me.
Okay.
So how it happened was last Sunday was Easter, and the day before, my family and I got together to, celebrate Easter, just to have like Easter egg hunt for little cousins and stuff like that, and just to hang out. So I saw my uncle playing that game, PUBG Mobile, on his phone. I'm like, are you playing PUBG Mobile? He goes, yeah, it's really fun. I'm like, you don't really strike me as a gamer or a PUBG kind of guy.
You.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, you want to play? I was like, sure. And then I started playing. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. And then he comes back. He's like, oh, looks like it's 50% battery. I'm like, you want it back? He's like, no, keep playing until it goes out. I'm like, oh, jeez. So then my other cousins were like, oh, you're playing PUBG Mobile? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, you should download it on your phone and we'll all play together. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And so then you can only have squads of 4. So 2 of my cousins and myself and Jordan, we all got into a room and started playing PUBG Mobile and owning noobs. Nah, I'm just kidding. No, we won a few games and we lost a few. But, yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's, matches last anywhere from like 25 to 45 minutes. So that's not too bad.
Did you have to keep your phone charged? I imagine that something like anytime I've played a full-blown mobile game, my phone's had to be charged the entire time, or else it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you got to have 100% battery and then start the game from there. Otherwise, you're gonna be if you play it at 50%, you're gonna be drained by the rest of that time.
No.
The game runs on Unreal Engine 4, surprisingly, on a mobile game. So Unreal Engine 4, for those that don't know, is like a really graphic intensive engine meant for higher end PCs, but it could be played on lower end PCs. So for example, DayZ, I believe, and Arma use Unreal Engine, if I'm not mistaken. The actual PUBG game on PC, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, uses Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool that they ported the engine over to mobile.
I know. That's crazy to me.
And it's beautiful. It looks just like, well, not just like, it looks very similar to its PC brethren. So I thought that was really well done.
That's that's really impressive.
Yeah. The controls are really tight. Movement is a little bit more difficult.
As expected with a mobile game, though. So, you know.
Yeah,
not too surprising.
So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, no, my cousins and I and my brother just love playing it together. We almost every night this week we've been like texting each other and be like, "Hey, let's go play. Let's go play."
Dude, there's no better way to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ than to play PUBG Mobile. So
I mean, yeah, Jesus is totally thinking that. He's like, hey. PUBG Mobile. So cool. But yeah, no, PUBG Mobile is great so far. I recommend anyone who's listening to at least pick it up if you haven't heard of the game or started playing, and hit me up. Let's play.
Yeah, I should download it. I have an iPhone 6 though. I don't have like a newest iPhone.
You can still run it because I have the 7 and it still runs fine.
7's newer than the 6 though.
No, I mean I have the Galaxy.
I know it's Samsung, but that's like way newer than the 6.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the game came out like late last year.
Yeah, let's see. Let me download it and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, for sure. Going off that, because if you do want to play it and you do want to hit me up to chat, we upgraded our Discord. And for those that don't know, we actually do have a Discord channel and we have a small community here so far. And I encourage all of the listeners of Downtime Podcast to join the Downtime Podcast Discord channel, which you can find at Downtime.Live. If you scroll down to the bottom right, there's a section that says join our community underscored with like just kind of highlighted. And if you click on that word, you'll be moved to a new window and a link that will go to our Discord channel. So please join our Discord channel. I made a voice chat channel specifically for PUBG Mobile. So if anyone wants to come join and play, let me know and we'll join.
Yes. I also added the Discord channel into our new official YouTube channel. So you can, it's like Sweet. A very small link on our main page. Come through, hooded dude.
Yeah, hooded dude, let's go. We want you here. One of our consistent
regulars gotta.
Yeah.
That being said, we've always had this Discord, but we have never really like advertised it a lot. Because there was just a lot of things to manage in our life already.
There
were a lot of things to manage in the podcast in general, and we just let the Discord slide. But now, we're gonna make a bigger effort to make this community big.
Yeah, and I'll be kind of taking more of the administrator role of it for now, and I think it's a lot of fun, just like managing everyone and like posting stuff and just like keeping sure everything's okay. So come join us. We do have some guidelines that you need to review before you start saying anything crazy, because you will be banned if you say some really crazy stuff. Yeah, no, for the most part, like, Like, we want to hear from you guys. We're all about the community, and we like connecting with everyone. We like just talking with everyone and seeing everyone's opinions. And yeah, I'm honestly let's just join our Discord.
Yes, totally.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Totally.
Just join our Discord.
Join it. Love it.
Oh, and if you do join the Discord, there's a very easier and faster way for you to submit questions. So there's a little channel under the podcast category called Podcast Questions, and you can go there and you can submit a question or comment, and we will read it out loud. We won't necessarily respond on that channel, but we will address it in the upcoming podcast.
Correct. Anytime we receive a question, we will answer it on the podcast, not in Word text form.
Yes. And again, although this is one outlet to submit a question, you can always submit questions on our YouTube or our SoundCloud, and we can read them from there. Or email.
At contact@Downtime.Live. I'm repeating it because we changed it. Change your bookmarks, people.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen Alyssa's announcement video, we did change the website title and all the branding stuff going forward. So now everything is Downtime.Live. So keep that in mind. Even though triangle-c.blog will redirect to Downtime.Live, but always keep Downtime.Live in your bookmarks.
Change the bookmark, people. Yep.
Yeah. So that is all I have to say.
That's all I'm playing.
Discord.
That's all we're playing. That's all that's happening on the Discord for now. And video game news. Spyro.
Yep.
Actually, this morning, Spyro just dropped the announcement that the remaster is happening, and it's so adorable.
Yeah, it's really cute. I mean, it looks a lot better. Let's be honest. It did look good for its time, but now it's like, wow, this looks amazing.
I was about to say, Spyro looked good for its time, but the Spyro now looks really cute. It's really adorable now.
Yeah, like this is Spyro. You know what I mean?
Like this is
it's so cute.
It's the adorable dragon.
This is what we wanted.
This is what I wanted. So, yes. I'm Googling a picture right now. Spyro, like, way back, looked a lot more kind of like a playful but aggressive looking cute dragon. And now Spyro, the remaster, just straight up looks cute. So
yeah, no, it looks great. I mean, I hope that this does well.
Yes, totally.
I mean, Activision also released the Insane trilogy. So that was kind of cool that now, like, two of their properties, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, now have, like, official remakes of the first three games.
I'm surprised I actually haven't bought the Insane trilogy. Well, I'm not surprised because, God, there's too many fucking games. But I really do want to buy the Insane trilogy because I really like Crash Bandicoot as a character in a franchise. It's just, I wouldn't have time to play it at all at this moment. So, even though they're, like, really short games, but still. It's the principle of the matter. I have no time to play. So
more yelling from
I'm
Alyssa.
yelling because I have no time to play. I gotta work too.
This is how being an adult is. You have money. You have money to buy video games, but you don't have time to play them.
Exactly.
It's sad.
So
it's sad.
Yeah, but I does what I does. I do best. I do my best.
I definitely felt like you were a Crash Bandicoot kid growing up because you owned a PlayStation.
Oh yeah, totally. If you owned a PlayStation, Crash Bandicoot, as well as Crash Team Racing, everyone knows how awesome those games were. So, nope.
Yeah, I was never exposed to them, unfortunately. Yeah. I was more of a Nintendo/Sega kid.
Crash Team Racing was kind of the it was basically the Mario Kart, but kind of a lot more. I don't want to say vicious is not the right word, but it's just like. It was much more aggressive. There you go. I felt then. Yes, it really was. Okay. In an awesome way. I'm a competitive person, so yeah.
No, yeah.
I used to play CTR all the time, and it was amazing. So, I probably can play it online somehow. No, actually, their PlayStation, their Sony. Can probably illegally play it online somehow, but I'm not promoting that.
Those emulators, though.
But
just saying.
But yeah, I am very excited for Spyro. I've always been a fan of the original PlayStation characters, so yeah.
And for someone like me, I think this is a great time for me to be introduced to the Spyro franchise because I barely played it when I was growing up. I mean, I was exposed to it, but I didn't really play it on. I think it was on PS1 where
it was PlayStation 1.
I didn't really play it because again, I didn't own a PlayStation. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to play it finally, and Crash Bandicoot because I never played any of those 6 games. I never played all 3 Spyros or all 3 Crash Bandicoot games.
Spyro is actually, Insomniac. It's their very first game. Yeah, like I remember one time I was looking at their website and it was still like a really old school looking website with like the original Spyro stuff on it. And it was like recent too that I saw it. Or recent. Wow. Sorry, take that back. Not recent as in like last month. Like recent in like the last 5 years I saw the site and it was like still very Spyro-esque. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So
interesting.
Yeah, it was definitely the one that started up Insomniac, so and then led to things like Ratchet and Clank and other things.
And then, what is it? Spider-Man?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the Spider-Man that's coming out this year, right?
Yeah. Yep,
Speaking of that, leading to Spider-Man news, Game Informer released a video or, gameplay on Spider-Man.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, wow, the game looks really cool.
I'm very impressed.
I'm glad it's not a cinematic universe tie-in, more like a standalone thing, because I think there's more freedom.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the reasons why, for example, the Arkham series was successful. It didn't exactly relate to the cinematic series. And, Spider-Man looks really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's coming out, though. Was that in... I mean, I know it's this year, but I just don't know, like, the date it's coming out.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think it's just fall 2018 or something.
Okay, for sure.
In other news, recent news, Far Cry 5 was finally released.
Okay, so I looked up the plot. Well, not like the whole storyline, but I looked up what Far Cry 5 was about for the very first time, and I did not know it was about a cult.
Yeah, it's about some really bad stuff.
Yeah, because I saw the cover, and the cover is like a family or like somewhat like people at like a dining table, and they're kind of looking at this person in the middle. Kind of looks like Jesus, like the Last Supper. Happy Jesus Easter, y'all. And and then I was like, what is this about? Because the Far Cry I know is very adventure like. And then I looked it up. I was like, wow, I did not expect that to be the plot at all.
Yeah.
So I've been hearing really good things about it.
Yeah, I have too, because for me the Far Cry series has always been about, since 2, like repetitiveness in a way, but they've all been different, not just setting but also like characters, of course, and kind of weapons. But for the most part, I think this one is a lot different than its predecessors because again, it's not on an island. Although 4 was not on an island. This one is still not on an island, but it's not really a exotic setting per se. Since, I mean, for Americans, it's not exotic because Montana isn't really as exotic as you could be. But yeah, no, I think it's a different shift in tone for the game since it's more about a touchy subject, like a white supremacist cult is more of what I get the vibe from.
Is it political? Is it taking a political route?
No. See, here's the thing: the developers at the time. They didn't really know what was going to happen in the future, of course. So they just developed the game around a really good idea that they thought it would happen. And of course, with the news being as it is now, they're like, "Oh crap!" Looks like
good times.
Looks like we got to deal with this. So honestly, I was listening to this podcast where one of the developers was talking, or one of the writers was talking about this issue, and he was just basically saying like, "Oh, we just let it slide, or we just like go with it because there's nothing you can really go and change when you're like so far into development, and also like they're sticking to what their story's about as opposed to trying to let the real world like have a negative like connotation towards their game, if that makes any sense." But yeah, no, it's awesome. It looks awesome.
Are you gonna buy it this year?
I'm probably gonna wait till it goes on sale. It's not really a game that I want to shell out for. Sure. Yeah, I waited a year or a couple years after each game, like after it came out, because I wasn't really like trying to hop on it and get it immediately. Maybe I'll buy it on Black Friday, maybe around Christmas time, but I'm not gonna get it now. I'm just gonna wait till like all the DLC comes out for free.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, no, that's all the gaming news I have about Far Cry. Unless you're gonna make a comment.
Oh no,
about
that's all I have to talk about. I wanna wait for you to play it, and I want to learn more about it. So. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next.
I got one more thing.
Yes, go for it.
I watched Ready Player One.
Oh, no, that's actually what I was going to talk about next. So I have not seen the movie yet, but I have read the book. So you probably are not spoiling it too much because I know what happens.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything because the movie kind of just came out.
Oh, yeah.
And,
yeah, we'll
so
have a
for the listeners...
spoiler cast at some point.
Yeah, we'll do like a mini 30-minute spoiler cast or something. For the people that haven't watched it, the listeners, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys because I think it's a visually beautiful movie.
I've heard from a lot of people that this is a straight up a good pure action movie. Like it's a lot of good action scenes.
It is, and there's a lot of strong points it has, like the visual effects, the action, the in-game story is really cool. But the real world story, like where the live action stuff takes place, isn't as enthralling as the like Oasis stuff. Oasis is the hub. Yeah,
totally. The real world is supposed to be pretty shitty. Actually, the way that Spielberg imagined the real world is a lot shittier than I was expecting. Like when you read the book for the first time, you find out that I forgot the guy's real name, but Parzival, the
Wade Watts.
Yeah, you find out that he lives in a trailer park, and like, you know, like I know what trailer parks look like, and I didn't imagine it to be whatever the hell Steven Spielberg made it become because it looks really crappy in the movie, like extremely crappy, like more than I was ever expecting. So,
well, is that a good thing that you're saying?
To be honest, I don't know because I want to look at it holistically because watching a movie is different from reading a book, and
absolutely.
I want it would have to go into looking at the cinematography of everything before I make my final opinion.
Yes.
Understood. What did you think of it, by the way?
I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. There were a lot of really cool references to stuff that I love, such as Speed Racer. I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah, nice.
But I think it falls short in a lot of areas. Like I said before, the live action stuff kind of felt lacking. Yeah. It just things felt too rushed. In a sense.
It makes sense. The book, all books are long, by the way, but the amount of detail that goes into the 3 challenges of obtaining the key, they're very detailed in the book. So I wonder how it was portrayed in the end. And
I think they're completely different than the book.
Okay. I see. Okay. I'm not gonna really say anything else until I've seen the movie.
Yeah. And just in case, if you just start tuning in now, Ready Player One is a movie directed by Steven Spielberg based on a book by Ernest Cline about the future where everyone is playing this VR game. Technically, it's like an entity called the Oasis, and the Oasis is like a virtual world where there's multiple different worlds inside of it, and you can be anything and do anything. So it's basically like VR chat meets Second Life, and all manner of media and literature is present in this world. and the story follows the main character Wade Watts, and he goes by the handle Parzival in the Oasis, and his adventure trying to uncover the lost Easter egg by creator James Halliday.
Yes.
But yeah, so the movie diverges so completely different than the book, but that is also in part thanks to writer Ernest Cline, who's actually one of the screenwriters for the movie. He made sure that not only did it stay true to the book, but it was also cinematically pleasing and different, because I was told by someone that there are a lot of things different in the book than there were in the movie, of course.
Yeah.
And they take some shortcuts to make it so that it's more enjoyable in movie form, because there's a lot of details that they left in the book that won't translate over to the movie.
Yeah, like, for example, when Wade is recruiting kind of like his team, there's a lot of detail to that, which I assume they like fast forward to. So
yeah,
you see, I'm thinking of the book, I can already imagine like 20 spots where they would have fast forwarded it for the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Another thing about this movie that has it going for it is that it's got a lot of pop culture references. Anything from Tracer to from Overwatch to Pac-Man. So I thought that was really cool. To like the Iron Giant, as you've seen the trailer to Back to the Future. One of my favorite references is of course, if you've seen the trailers, is the Back to the Future DeLorean, which is heavily featured and heavily shown in the movie. It's so cool. Like seeing that and hearing it, I'm like, damn, that is straight from Back to the Future.
Nice.
It's amazing. So yeah, I mean, Steven Spielberg did a good job with the movie. I can't really compare it to the book since I haven't read the book, but I do want to read the book now. But so far, the movie was very cinematically pleasing.
Cool.
I would probably watch it again just to see some similar references. But yeah, no, I encourage everyone to go watch this in the theaters. I think it's a really cool movie.
I will check it out eventually for sure.
Yeah.
Really random. So I found out that Simon Pegg is in the movie, and I found out what character he is in the movie, and I'm like really excited after finding out what his character is in the movie, simply because
he does
I know what he does in the book. So I'm like super hyped. Yeah, this story's good.
He does,
Sorry.
He does a really good American accent, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, so Ready Player One was great. I encourage you to watch it, Lisa. But after the movie, something happened that kind of made me a little irked. And it comes with a message that I want to tell everyone. So after the movie, I was actually with my coworker, D. You probably know him.
Oh, you saw it with him? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Jordan. So they met. It was cool. Yeah. So he read the book. So he was the one telling me all the differences, which is kind of nice. So we took a lift because he lives near me, but you can do the split thing in Lyft where you can you can have two people paying for the same ride, but go to two different destinations. Technically, you could do 3, but I don't know how many people you could split it with. I think up to 6.
I'm not sure.
The size. But yeah, so I ordered a Lyft. He split it with me. And then our driver pulled up. Her name is Lois. I'm calling you out, Lois, okay? Because what happens next really bothered me, kind of.
Okay.
So we get in the car, and we're driving away, and she's like, oh, did you guys see a movie? I'm like, yeah, we watched this movie called Ready Player One. She's like, oh, I've seen the trailers. What's that about? I'm like, oh, it's about video games. It's really cool. It's about this guy who's trying to survive in a world full of video games. She's like, oh, well, I mean, honest, are you guys gamers? And then we all looked at each other, and we're like, yeah. And we were looking around, yeah. She's like, oh, yeah. Oh, she's like, oh, well, I think video games are a waste of time.
Ooh.
And everyone got quiet. I was about to punch that lady. I swear to God.
Ooh.
I was like, are you kidding me? I just said I was. She's like, my son plays video games, and I tell him, you spend too much time on those games, and when he grew up, I feel like that's all he does now. He just plays video games. And I'm like, you know what? Some people think that watching movies is a waste of time too. She's like, well, I really don't do that either. I'm like, then shut the hell up. Seriously, I don't care. I don't care what your opinion is. If you're going to tell me that, I just told you 5 minutes ago that, I play video games. And why the hell are you being so rude to us in the car?
I know. It's like, it's like the...
Yeah, we all got quiet. I was trying to defend us. I was because I know D plays Clash Royale on his phone, and my brother, of course, he's a huge gamer.
It's one of those things where if you don't have anything nice to say, then why are you saying it at all?
Yeah, if you don't have anything good to say or contribute to the conversation, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just be quiet. No, like, I gave that lady a 1-star rating. I wasn't ashamed. I typed in the comments, like, she was very rude to us. Because, like, honestly, like, I told you I play video games. Why you gotta be like, that's a waste of time? Like, why do you gotta be a dick? Like, seriously.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So my message to everyone is, if someone tells you that in public, like, be very kind and nice about it to them, and let them know that that is something that you enjoy. Like, especially if it's about video games, because obviously everyone that's listening to this podcast is a gamer. And so if someone puts you down for playing video games, don't let that happen. That's not right.
Totally.
Everyone has their own hobby. No one will put you down for listening to music. No one will put you down for, like, doing what you love. But for some reason, when it comes to video games, like, there are still old people, like that stupid driver we had, that still think that video games are a nerdy, geeky culture thing. It's not. Video games are, like, mainstream now. Like, some people think that other people that watch anime are still, like nerdy, geeky people. And when in reality, a lot of people that watch anime are not like that. Like, yeah, there's a community and they all may dress a certain way or talk a certain way, but that doesn't mean that you have to put them down. So, honestly, if you love something, just keep on doing it. Keep on loving it. Keep on being you, because at the end of the day, if that's what makes you happy, then leave it as such. Don't let other people influence the way that you think. I'm still gonna play video games. Like, don't get me wrong. That lady didn't make me want to not play video games. I don't think video games are wasted time. If I thought video games were wasted time, I wouldn't be having this whole shelf full of video games on it. I wouldn't be having this podcast. I wouldn't even probably be talking to Alyssa about Yakuza, because I believe that video games were part of my foundation growing up. But for a lot of people, I think that's true too.
Yes, agreed.
So, yeah, I just needed to get that off my chest, because, oh man, that bothered me.
Oh yeah. Keep on keeping, guys.
Yeah, please, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank you, everyone, for supporting video games as a whole, because video games are awesome. Oh, man. Okay. That's all I gotta say. We want to move on to questions?
All right. Oh, man. It's right. So this question...
I'll read it.
I'll do my best.
So this is from user Amaryl on Downtime Podcast Discord. Thank you, Amaryl, for submitting your question, and shout out to you. They say, what do you think is the most significant issue keeping more people from adopting PSVR or other VR platforms? Price, unique content, comfort, including VR sickness, ergonomics, or others? Wow.
Okay, so, Jeremy and I, when we were coworkers, we worked on VR before, and my new job actually involves VR too. VR and AR. I need a moment, actually. So if you have let me go for it.
So I think, Emerald, what you're asking, I think everything that you just said is factoring into why it's not as popular right now. So first thing would be price for the system. Like HTC Vive and PSVR and all these other VR systems, they're all expensive.
Actually, PSVR are making multiple price drops. Remember that, like, those 2 weeks a month ago where they dropped the price of PSVR?
Yeah. Now, okay, yeah, that makes sense. VR is just
it is still relatively expensive, though.
Yeah, it's as much as a PlayStation right now. So I wouldn't say it's cheap, but I wouldn't say it's expensive. I would say it's basically a console that you're buying a console in a sense. But for PSVR, you need the PS4 to play it, or the PS4 Pro, because I guess that's the one that is better suited for that. Price is definitely a factor. I don't think unique content is as much. I think there's a lot of indie games out now that you could play. Like, so there's something for everyone in the VR sector. But I think space is an issue. So not everyone has that big amount of space to play VR games. I mean, I definitely don't have that amount of space in my place to play or set up like an HTC Vive, which is one of the ones I really, really want. You need like a certain amount of room to play VR games without worrying about crashing on anything expensive. Also, I would say hardware. Not everyone owns a PlayStation or a computer built to do VR stuff, and the graphics cards and RAM are expensive right now simply because everyone's using them to mine for Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency.
I know. Holy crap!
So then I was looking at my card. I own a GTX 970, and that card is as expensive as when I bought it. It's still in the 500 range. I'm like, why? It's because everyone's using like video cards to mine like cryptocurrency, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, my boyfriend's looking for a card too, and everything's really expensive. Yeah, but that's a whole different story if any one of us wants to talk about it eventually, which we won't right now.
But I do think it's a factor. I do think it's a factor. Yes. So, yeah, and including VR sickness. Like I definitely got a little sick when I'm putting on a VR headset. I've actually experienced playing the Microsoft HoloLens before, and that is something that's a little bit more in the AR sector, but it's a lot more sickening to me. I don't know why, more than VR, but I just think that for some people, the VR AR stuff isn't as adopted yet because of all those factors, like especially trying to fit the unit into your house, trying to purchase it, and not getting sick from it.
Yeah. What I want to add to that is the headset in itself is still very bulky. And as much as people don't want to admit that it's a factor, it's a factor because a lot of these companies, they want to make experiences that at least last 30 minutes or longer, and they expect you to keep this headset on the entire time. And if you're uncomfortable, then you have no incentive to use a VR headset.
So Ready Player One, going back to Ready Player One, is a game basically set in the entire VR world. So in the movie, you see them put on like these haptic feedback suits. You see them put on these VR goggles, and they're running on this omnidirectional treadmill. So honestly, those VR headsets in the movie are a lot smaller than like the HTC Vive or the Samsung VR or all these other different VR headsets. Like to Elisa's point, they are a lot bulkier now, and of course in the future they will be a lot slimmer like the ones in the movie and a lot less hardware intensive.
And everyone's waiting for that type of headset to happen. No one wants
absolutely.
No one wants to spend money on the bulky thing yet.
Yeah. So right now it's like I would say this is like generation 1 of
totally
VR because and everyone who buys it are the beta testers. So I'd like to emphasize my point before about buying hardware when it first comes out. I usually like to wait for the second generation because that's when the companies realize, we'll make a version 2 that's a lot better than version 1, and it's going to have all the features that we should have put in version 1 but we couldn't afford at the time, or et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think a lot of the content kind of has no goal, really. It's more like there's some virtual reality experiences where you're just in the middle of the ocean, for example, which is great. And you're just watching the scenes around you. Recently for the Olympics, you could see certain games live while you're wearing the Samsung gear. But I don't think that the long-term goal for virtual reality is very clear at the moment. Because a video game console, for example, is a console to just entertain the person in some way, with a storyline or some sort of battle, puzzle, what have you. Virtual reality is very much like, you can do experiences, or you can do this one game, and there's like virtual reality stuff coming at you. But then you'll also encounter games where they're not really made for virtual reality. It's more like there's just virtual reality content in it because they wanted to fit it in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, when a movie's not actually made for 3D, but they add some sort of layering effect so that it just like, some half-assed 3D is added. In my opinion, I think that virtual reality at this very moment, because it's in a beta stage, is not a consumer product yet, but I can see virtual reality being successful in location-based experiences. So I found in my testings of virtual reality so far in the past 2 years, I've had the most fun with it in those immersive experiences where I'm literally just in the middle of something and I'm watching what's around me. But I do think that for it to be a full-blown game, it's going to take a while.
Yeah. Makes sense.
This is the term. I think VR is most successful in passive experiences at the moment.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I do think when we figure out virtual reality in a much more aggressive setting, it will also be when the console becomes cheaper. That's how I imagine all of this will happen. That being said, we're in this weird state where virtual reality hasn't exactly been perfected yet, but now everyone's trying to get in on AR. So, like, I actually think the timeline for VR becoming mainstream is gonna take a while. Or it might be like 3D and not take off at all. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying. It makes total sense. Like, honestly, the market could go anywhere from here. We just don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like how 3D ended up not becoming really popular, but 3D was a good platform for people to kind of get into, like, for example, hologram and 4D and haptics. That's how I imagine it. Like, VR has not necessarily been perfected yet, but people have just are using VR so that they can understand AR. It's like, it's weird, but I feel like VR is like an intermediary step currently.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
That about sums up how I feel about VR. I think it's gonna take maybe 5 years for VR to be more common.
Yeah, I agree. I think that for now it still has some growing pains. So yeah, I'm just repeating myself.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see where it goes from now.
Yeah, me too. All right, cue the music.
Is that the music?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, you actually have music. That's right.
Yes.
Oh crap.
Now when I edit it, there's music. So.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to the 46th episode. Stop laughing at me. Stop. I'm trying to close it. I'm trying to close this out. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
For listening to the